It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning. It's time for the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Rectenwell. This is Scooter.
Whoop, whoop.
Scott Callies.
Sorry, I had got to get to my unmute thing or I wouldn't have went through. But whoop, whoop. I'm good.
Doubled up today.
Yeah, you bet. Can't miss that.
You have.
I know.
It's a devastating thing for some.
It is. And
joyful
for me.
For others.
And for me, it's
a joyful moment for others.
Whoop, whoop. Has to make up for it.
Yeah, there you go. How's things in your world?
Going good.
Survived.
Drove here without getting wet. I was happy.
You won't leave here without getting wet.
I know. It's coming. It's going to be coming through. But right now, it was beautiful. I was really surprised. Got up this morning, went out. My concrete was dry. I know it rained a little bit, but my concrete and everything was dry, and I wasn't what I was expecting for the morning commute.
No, it was a big surprise. We really thought that we'd have a lot worse weather than what we had. There was some high winds throughout the night. Not a lot of rain came with it, but it was
now, some of us around here weren't so lucky. I saw the storms coming through, but
I know west of town got some real high winds and destroyed a little bit of stuff. I don't believe anybody was hurt or killed. It wasn't like a tornado or anything, with just some high winds.
Gotcha.
Like out Tucker Cemetery Road area.
Oh, yeah.
Back out that side west of town. But out by our house, it got windy enough, that big tree in my front yard, the one that split.
Yeah.
It got windy enough I was a little bit worried about that. But other than that, it wasn't too shabby.
It made it through, though.
It did. It survived. We have it planned to come down, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. But, gosh, the tree people are so far behind right now. It's unbelievable.
I had to take one down a little while back because it was doing the same thing, splitting off.
Yeah, we lost the front trunk of that tree back in 2009 during the ice storm. Luckily, it didn't hit the house. It kind of twisted and landed across the driveway. And at the time, we did not have the cars parked in the driveway, which is good. So, yeah, it's raining now, as you can hear.
Yes, I was about to say, as we speak, it is picking up now.
And there is some stuff coming over from Marion County. We'll get into the weather here in just a little bit. But right now, let's have a quick word of prayer, and we'll come back.
All right.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect, is how they do, not only how they do business, let's back this up a little bit.
All right.
Let's try that again.
Take two.
Take 48.
Yeah. Go.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect, it's not just their motto, it's the way they do business on a daily basis. Renata Jenkins Byler and her staff all across the state do a wonderful job in your time of need and grief. Give them a call here at Mountain Home, 870-425-2161. If you don't know where the nearest Roller Funeral Home is to you, give them a call. They'll be glad to help you with that. And now the morning prayer. Lord, we just thank you for the weather that you've given us, Lord. It gives us an opportunity to realize that we are not in control of all things, that you are. Lord, we just pray that you will keep our people safe as they deal with the weather that's coming upon us. Lord, we also pray for the people of Little Rock and the surrounding area, and over in Wynn in that surrounding area, Lord, as their lives have been put in topsy-turvy and they have to deal with all the devastation that the tornadoes brought them last Friday. Lord, we just pray for the families that lost loved ones, and Lord, we pray for anyone that was hurt during those storms. Lord, we just pray that you'll keep us safe. Be with the students as they travel into school this morning through these storms. And Lord, we just pray that you will keep a loving hand on us and guide us through this terrible weather that we're going to have. But Lord, we just thank you for what you do for us and what you mean to us in our lives. Through Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect. Highway 5 North, past Hospital Drive. Look to your right for the biggest American flag you've probably ever seen. Pull in there, go talk to them about pre-planning, mausoleums, funeral services, and probably just grief. If you are dealing with grief, I'm sure they can help you.
Oh, yeah. They got counselors they can line up, stuff like that.
Get that stuff taken care of. But pre-planning is probably one of the best things that you can do to help your family in their time of sorrow. If you have everything all laid out the way you want it, it'll make it a lot easier for them as well. Roller Funeral Home with all our respect. And now it's time for a quick word from Bob and Linda Zadora. We'll come back after that with the weather and the dam reports. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
Welcome back to The Morning Show on XL7-TV. It's time for the weather, the dam reports, and all the updates brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty. Here in Mountain Home, their phone number is 870-405-0793. RetiredToArkansas.net is their website. If you go there, click on Live Views, this is what you get to see. Yeah, it's a pretty cool shot. You can't hardly tell it's pouring out there.
No, it is coming down, though. Let me tell you, folks. It is coming down. Let me see if on the closer one where you can see the water.
Yep, you can see it. Just a little bit.
I'll go back to the wider one.
I like that shot with those colored leaves. That's pretty good. Anyway, what you're looking at is a shot back into Baxter County, Arkansas from Marion County, Arkansas. Over to your left is the Rainbow Bridge. Back behind it is the old trellis bridge for the railroad tracks. That's the city of Cotter with the baseball field. The Witch's Hat Water Tower is way off in the distance at about 1 o'clock. Bull Shoals will be off to your left. Mountain Home will be off to your right. State of Missouri is way off in the distance. You keep this right here on your computer monitor. You'll watch the storms roll through today, and you'll get to see some great shots. You know, this is a 24-hour day, 7 days a week shot at retiredtoarkansas.net. Going to Live Views. If you know a thunderstorm is in the area, go there and watch the lightning storm.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Watch the lightning shots. It's
lights up the whole sky on this camera.
Yep. These shots are courtesy of Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty here in Mountain Home. These are realtors you can recommend to your friends. They're busy, but never too busy to assist you. That's a great shot this morning. Mm-hmm. Sunrise off to your right up and coming over that ridge. Pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and read off the local temperatures while we're kind of switching through these shots. In Mountain Home, it's 72. Harrison is 71. Batesville is 75. Yellville is 73. Marshall, 73. Salem, 70. Mountain View, 73. Calico Rock, 72. West Plains, Missouri, 58. Here's a shocker for you, Scooter. West Plains, Missouri is 70, but Springfield, Missouri is 58.
58.
Poplar Bluff, Missouri is 74. St. Louis, Missouri is 72. And that's the temperatures for you. Let's go take a look at the radar. Da-da-da-da. Get that situated. See all this stuff right up here, Scooter? Up.
Oh, yeah. I see all the snow
up the Croft Ledge up there. That is still snow hitting Minnesota and North Dakota. As soon as the radar settles down, we'll get into what's going on around here. There we go. A big swath of showers is going through the state of Arkansas. As of right now, it's in Marion County, headed toward Baxter County, but it's going to the northeast. That shower range runs from, I would say, around Austin, Texas, up through Dallas, through Little Rock, all the way through St. Louis, up into Chicago and Detroit. It's just a pretty good-sized rainstorm. Look at this right here over on the west coast. When it cycles back around 10 o'clock, got a lot of rain. Looks like it's going to hit Seattle and Salem, Oregon. See it right there?
Yeah.
Finally popped back in. If that makes land, it's going to be wet over that area. Watches and warnings. All of northern Arkansas is currently under a tornado watch. Marion County at this time, part of Boone County, is under a tornado warning. Severe thunderstorm watch all up through Missouri, up into Illinois. Just things that you just need to be cautious of is the look at this blob right here in Kansas. Freeze warning.
Really? Just one little spot.
One little spot.
It's weird.
7-day forecast, or a few day forecast we'll go with until 9 o'clock this morning. We're under tornado watch. It's a 70% chance of rain right now. Going to drop to 30. Severe thunderstorms, breezy, then chance of thunderstorms. High today up is 70 degrees. Mostly clear tonight, low of 39. Tomorrow, Thursday, partly sunny, high of 59. Going to be quite the temperature drop. Thursday night, mostly cloudy, low of 40. Friday, 62 degrees, partly sunny. Friday night, mostly cloudy, low of 41. Saturday, mostly sunny, high of 67. And then Saturday night, low of 44. Looking toward the rest of the weekend, Easter Sunday is going to be high near 70. Mostly 72, mostly sunny. Next Monday will be 77, and next Tuesday near 80. Lake levels and dam reports. Lake Norfolk 565.23. They're currently generating 1, but they have 3 floodgates open. Lake Bull Shoals currently 675.21, which is 16.21 above full pool. They currently have 4 generators running with 1 floodgate going. That is the weather and all the dam reports and generation report. If you want to check your own generation report, give them a call at 870-431-5311. They'll be glad to change that recording, but I think they change it every time they change the generation, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
But that is brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 870-405-0793, retiredtoarkansas.net. We'll be back with community news and happenings in just a moment.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. We sell Ferris zero-turn mowers that have patented coil spring suspension. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. We buy, sell, trade new and used mowers. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road in Mountain Home, where your business is appreciated.
Have you?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for community news and happenings brought to you by Mower Warehouse. Buzzard Roost Road and 178. If you go down Buzzard Roost Road, Buzzard Roost Cutoff. When I was a kid, Scooter, Buzzard Roost Road ran from Cardinal to the lake.
Oh, okay.
That was Buzzard Roost Road back in our days.
Okay.
But now they've changed it. Now it's Spring Street till the end of city limits. And then it turns into Highway 178, and then it turns into Buzzard Roost Road after the bypass.
Gotcha.
But
either way, you can't miss them.
Either way, you can't miss it. You got the logo up.
Yeah,
Mower Warehouse in Mountain Home. If you're coming off the bypass, about a quarter of a mile on your left-hand side will be a Mower Warehouse. You can't miss them at all. There's mowers everywhere, even in the air.
Yes, they got them in the front yard, side yard, in the air, inside. There's mowers everywhere. They keep a large variety in stock.
They will work on about anything that's made.
Yes, any brand. They've got parts for most brands. They've got, you go in there, they got parts wall to wall in there. So they usually have something for, if you're looking for something, they usually will have it. They carry everything from weed eaters to leaf blowers, even generators. They got some generators inside, pretty nice ones.
I'm awful glad I didn't need generators yesterday.
I hear you. Same here.
Baxter Health announced yesterday the installation of a Safe Haven baby box at the east entrance of the hospital in partnership with the Knights of Columbus and the 2022 Mountain Home Area Chamber of Commerce Leadership Class. The Safe Baby Box provides a safe and secure environment for mothers that legally leave their babies if they are not able to take care of them. So that is that's a great addition to Baxter Health. Let's see here. The Bears here this morning, so we'll talk a little bit about some of that that's going on. Lots of elections up in Missouri. The incumbent school board kept their seats at Ludi yesterday during their election. The Arvest Bank kicks off the 13th annual Million Meals campaign. That's always a good thing. They do that in conjunction with the Food Bank of North Central Arkansas, and that's helps out a lot of people throughout the year. And let's see what we've got here. The night with your night. April the 21st on Friday. Tickets are $35. VIP ticket is $35. Tickets are $30. The dress attire is mothers wear your prettiest dress, sons dress to impress your mom. It'll be happening at 2 times. From 3 years old to 9 years old will be from 5:30 to 7:30, and 10 years old and up will be from 8 to 10. That's Friday at ASU Mountain Home, the Shed. And then on Saturday night will be father-daughter dance. It's a $25 ticket, and the VIP is $30. Limited seating. Reservations for both events are required. You can give them a call at 870-424-6622. Saturday the 22nd, there will be 3 age ranges for that. From 3 to 7 will be from 2 to 3:30, 8 to 11 will be 4:30 to 6, and from 12 and up will be from 7 to 8:30. Night with your night and father-daughter ball. Good time.
It is. I did the father-daughter ball.
It's a fundraiser
quite a few times.
Fundraiser for Mountain Home Christian Academy, and that's should be attended. April 18th on Tuesday, 5:30, Baxter County Fairgrounds at 1507 Fairgrounds Drive. Friends of the NRA, the Future of Freedom, 2023. This is their fundraiser banquet. You can get involved in that from anywhere from $35 to $2,500. And give Dan Hall a call if you want tickets, 870-421-2322. Or join the Baxter at 870-424-3535. Or Bo Tremmel out at White River Firearms at 870-402-9002. The First Security Bank Cotter Trout Festival, that's the 21st annual on May the 6th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. All kinds of things going on out there. We'll talk more about that as the date gets a little bit closer, but just put it on your calendar. Trout Fest, May 6th, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. There's community news and happenings brought to you by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home. Highway 178, Buzzard Roost Cutoff. Go by and see them for all your lawn care needs. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
Ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Here we go.
SOLAR solar panels. SOLAR solar panels. Well, all you need to do is call the Solar guys, your smile save money on the next sunrise. SOLAR solar panels.
Call the Solar Guys, your local solar experts. Find out how you can save money on the next sunrise.
SOLAR solar panels.
All you've ever wanted was a place to write your story. You hear it's not the right time to buy or sell a house, but really, the best time is when it's right for you. The real estate markets, they change, they go up, they go down. One thing that doesn't change is where you want to be in your life. The professionals you team up with will make your story happen. The Z Team are the professionals you need to hire for your next chapter. So call the Z Team at 870-405-0793, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. This morning my guest is Hillrey Adams, the mayor of Mountain Home. How are you, sir?
Good. If we dodge this weather that was forecast yesterday afternoon, Bob, it looks like we may be within a short while of doing that. Maybe, yes. Hopefully, at least any big stuff right there. So.
I know Marion County currently is under a tornado warning. Baxter County is under a tornado watch. But I think last night we dodged a big part of it.
I think we did, and from what I've seen this morning, we may be going to get a little rain, a little wind, but it looks like the big threat may be past us, I hope.
I'll tell you a little story that kind of aggravated me yesterday. I went into a restaurant for lunch, and I heard these two gentlemen sitting at a table talking about a waste of tax dollars, how Mountain Home sent street crew and police to win. Mm-hmm. And I stopped. Of course, you know me, I'm not politically correct. So I stopped at that table, and I said, gentlemen, if the table was turned, don't you think they'd come over here and help us? Well, you just never know about that. I said, would you rather have the upper hand than the lower hand?
Yeah, I guarantee you, I'd rather need a favor from somebody. And Bob, I don't know if we've been in this situation before in Mountain Home, and where we've gone off and helped people. I know we spent a lot of time in Gasville.
Yeah, it wasn't too many years ago. We spent some time over in Gasville.
We helped them a lot. I remember as a kid growing up in 1968, and then in 73, Jonesboro got hit real hard. And then what was it, about 2 years ago, something like that? I'm not sure now. Jonesboro got hit again real hard. And this time there were multiple cities in the state. And the only way those cities pick the pieces back up, none of them, and we certainly don't in Mountain Home, there's no way if we had something like that hit us here, Bob, we could do it by ourselves. We'd have to have help from all over, different types of help. Friday night, I spoke to the director of the Wynn Public Water Authority down there. They're a little bit different than we are in how their water system's set up. It's separate from the city, but it's a public commission. Their sewer plant took a direct hit. And, so they've got that issue to deal with. They got a lot of problems there they're trying to sort through, and then had an opportunity to speak with both the mayor and the director of Public Works. And, if you can help, we need it. And that, I hope it never happens here. I hope we never have to worry about someone coming to help us. But we have had a lot of calls this week. We've had emails from people in Wynn and Cross County. They've reached out to us. People that live there have contacted us and said, hey, I looked out in my yard and there's some street people from Mountain Home, Arkansas helping clean debris off my road so we can get through, and very appreciative of it. So as far as those two people you saw sitting at that restaurant yesterday, bad news. Oh, well. We're going to help others when they're in need.
My last comment to the one man that was sitting there as he was getting a little bit aggravated for the fact that I actually stopped was, sir, apparently you're not from here.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoy your stay.
Yeah.
And I walked off and went and got my lunch.
Well, we've had issues. And look, go back to 2009, Bob, the ice storm.
Yeah.
We had people here helping, from wherever they could get here from. The utility companies operate that way. And this, what was it, a month or so ago, we had that big snowstorm, 6 weeks, the big one we had this year. there were crews staged here on the Baxter County Fairgrounds from electrical contractors that were ready to do it now. They didn't get activated while they were here, but they were staged here by
And they
Energy.
do that all the time.
And they do that. And fortunately, in that case, they didn't have to do a lot while they were here back during that snowstorm, but they were here, and they were ready to go. And after it passed here and they weren't needed, then they took off to the next spot where they were. So, oh well. That's what I say to that.
Oh,
Terry,
well.
we help each other.
We're going to do what we
here.
have to do.
That's right
Make
there.
sure it works.
I'm not sure exactly, we'll probably make a determination late this week sometime, exactly how much longer those guys will stay down there, what help. We'll visit with the folks at Wynn. The people I've got down there, we'll visit with them, and we'll try to determine a course of action. Right now, we're just trying to help get the place cleaned up and get out of there as quickly as we can. We need to be back here.
Yeah, there's nothing safe about a bunch of trees and debris all over the roads and electrical wires laying here and yon, and by golly, a sewage system that don't work.
That's right. And then you get another storm comes through like we've had the threat of last night and today, and it starts slapping that debris all around places. You need to get it up and get it out as quickly as you can. And, I would hate to think, I don't know if anybody here knows much about the city of Wynn. It lays along Highway 1, at the junction of 1 and 64 Highway. 64 is on the north edge of Wynn, and then one goes south, due south. Wynn's kind of what I call a north-south city. It lays from right there, 64 and 1, kind of runs the bulk of it due south along the edge of Crowley's Ridge. And speaking to those people down there Friday night and Saturday, it basically just cut that town in half, right about the railroad track, somewhere in that area there. And a lot of things fixed up. But there were other places here in town, the state, Sherwood, Jacksonville, and I promise you, any of those places you go to, you're going to see people from everywhere trying to help those communities out. And I saw pictures early in the week from down there in Wynn. I believe I saw Searcy there, Jonesboro, maybe Paragould, and some other places that were in there helping. And I'm just glad we were where we could this time.
And I would bet that when you saw Searcy there, if you went down to Little Rock, you'd have seen Searcy there as well.
You might have. You could have seen them in both places, and you just don't know what you can do with your resources when you need them. And I know the folks in Wynn, the fact that we were going to send a couple of 3 trucks that could haul debris, that was a big help because, we got a lot of people right here, Bob, Mountain Home, Baxter County contractors that have a backhoe or some sort of piece of equipment to push and pile stuff with, but not everybody has the ability to haul stuff. And you can get a lot of pushing and piling going on, but it doesn't do any good if you don't have a way to get rid of it. And by us sending some trucks, that was a big help to be able to haul that debris off.
Mary, in an emergency situation like this, when their sewer treatment plant and their water plant's down, what do they do?
I'm sure. Now, I haven't spoken to that guy since Friday night. I probably will today sometime. But there's emergency pumps and generators. At our wastewater plant here, Bob, we've got a generator there that's capable of powering most of that, if not all of that wastewater plant. So if we were to have a storm where we lost our electric source, we could always go to generator. I don't know if it'd run it every bit, but it would get us through. In the case of this facility there in Wynn, and I've seen pictures where it took that direct hit, you've got controls, you got pump controls, you got computers that control pumps and things like that. In that case, you're going to have to start probably bringing in some emergency generators, pumps, et cetera, to try to keep that facility.
And bypass all the general stuff and get to the nitty-gritty.
That's right. And, I certainly hope you won't be able to treat that wastewater and do what we're supposed to do with that. That would be a place, if it were, something like that were to ever hit Mountain Home. As far as city facilities, the last two I'd want hit would be the water intake plant or the wastewater plant, because those would be some major problems for us here if it ever hit one of those. And so, I spoke to Terry Sanders here at our wastewater plant early Monday morning. I showed him some pictures of the one in Wynn, and I said, Terry, what would we do here? And I learned a lot Monday morning about, what Plan B is in the event for something like that. Depending on the extent of the damage, you just have to start scrambling,
Right.
and find some resources somewhere to help do that.
We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. Mayor Hillrey Adams is with us this morning. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home at
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Mayor Hillrey Adams is with us this morning. Mayor, we spent some money on park improvements on that last sales tax increase that we got. And we were talking off the air, but I can tell you that those improvements, it won't be long before they pay for themselves if they get used like they've been used the last couple of weekends.
Oh, we've had already, Bob, out there at Keller. 2 baseball tournaments, and the reason we've had them there is because we like about a week to 10 days being done at Callista. But we have the ability now to flip either field and play whatever on either one, the way those are designed. With that turf, 2 weeks ago, no, wait a minute. Yeah, it would have been 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, on a Saturday. We had a big rain here. but they shut down baseball for about 30 minutes. There was, I think that weekend there were 17 teams here, anywhere from Bentonville to Paragould. And as soon as that real heavy rain passed, they kept playing baseball. And they played. We would have had to have canceled that tournament. It would have been a no-go. And that's the reason we couldn't have ever put on tournaments like that, because we didn't have the turf down. This past weekend, they had another one. So I think they had 19, maybe 20 teams there this weekend. I actually talked to a family from Springfield, Missouri, with a team that were down here playing. And you're right, as that grows and those teams come here and they see our facility. There was a team from Paragould I spoke to. Well, I wish we had a nice place like this in Paragould where we could play every single weekend. You know, they get a rain over there, guess what? It's over. And we should finish up Callista within the next 2 weeks. I sat down with Daniel yesterday, and the turf is down. Everything's finished there. It's ready to go. But we got some cleanup to do. We've still got some dugout fences to put up, a few gates here and there, pieces of nets, just some landscape work around the park itself. So we should be out there within 2 weeks. The next tournament will probably be held there in April at Callista. And when those folks are here, Bob, guess what? They got to eat. They may go to the grocery store and buy drinks for their team, snacks. They're probably going to stay somewhere. Most of them don't sleep in their cars. So there's a good chance they're going to be put up in a hotel somewhere. They're going to get out and spend some time somewhere here in town while they're here. And that revenue is going to be generated by those, and that sales tax increase. Yeah, you're right. It's going to help a whole lot.
Granted, the citizens of the city of Mountain Home, anybody that shops here on a daily basis, they are picking up a portion of that tab, but by no means are they paying the whole tab.
No, sir, not
Those
at
people
all.
that come in to play in those tournaments, those ones that come and watch, and if you don't think that Grandma and Grandpa and Uncle Jed are going to come and watch these things, you haven't been to one.
You should have been out there this past Saturday, and Bob, I got to mention him while we're here. We have a couple different organizations that run the concession stands for us, and depending on which park's open, which organization it is, it may be Kiwanis, it could be the American Legion at one of them, who knows. Kiwanis is doing this at Keller Park, and so they're also doing the tournaments. This past weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 2 days, Kiwanis did over $4,600 in their concession stand out there. Guess what Kiwanis does with that $4,600?
Gives it right back to the community.
Yeah, you know, they got to pay for their product, and that's not all profit for them, for sure, but Kiwanis puts that money back in this community in some form or fashion. Of that $4,600, the bulk of that came from people that weren't from right here in Mountain Home. And, you know, that's a never-ending cycle. And, you know, we're anxious to finish up Callista, get down and get out of there. And then it will be all hands on deck out at the community center after that, and getting that project going. And we're through the design phase of it is complete. We're into the construction drawings now, and I know you know a little bit about how that works from your other job you have, but we'll have a meeting here in about 2 weeks, and should be at least 50% or better done on construction drawings. It looks like right now the timeline is that project will go to bid on or about July 14th. It'll be advertised for bid, all the work on that center, and our plans are right now to have that facility under contract by mid-August, with a notice to proceed within a day or two when it goes under contract. What we'll be doing now, and we've got crews back out there, we're working on that road, that access to that building site. And the current plan says that as that road gets up to the top of the hill, we're not going to hard surface it now. We're just putting rock on it and base and getting a pretty solid road so construction can take place. We won't actually asphalt that or do anything with it until right up at the very end. But this gives the contractors the ability to get in there during the winter and get across that creek. We'll, as soon as they get the road to the top, then they're going to start site work. And, you know, you could see some real heavy dirt being moved out there, you know, sometime next month, May, early June, because we won't have as much of that site ready as we can by the time it goes under contract, so that contractor can come right on in there with us and go to work.
Contrary to popular belief, this is not a it's not a water park.
No.
It's not an aquatic center.
No.
It is a community center.
It's a community center, and we're already getting inquiries, Bob, from people that want to, you know, inquire about how to what options they'll have to use the facility. You know, meetings, maybe a convention. I know you got a guy sitting over here behind this monitor right now that's in the real estate world. Well, those folks, you know, they may have things where they have large groups of people together at a time, you know. There's over 1,000 professional associations in the state of Arkansas. Anything from the Sheriff's Association to real estate board or associations to radio broadcasters, all sorts of groups. Those groups usually have meetings somewhere, and there's not a reason in the world we won't be able to bring certain ones of those groups could not come to Mountain Home and the other events there now. So a lot of things will be happening at that place.
Right now, off the top of your head, what would be the estimated open date that you'd like to see?
Well, I told the contractor the other day, or the construction manager and the architect, now this is a pretty aggressive date, but if we can start construction in August, the contractor's been telling us, or the construction manager and architect, it's about a 2-year build to do it. I have ramped that up a little bit. We will open here Memorial Day weekend the city pool over on Spring Street. We'll probably open it in 24. We will open it in 2024. I do not want to open that pool in 25. I'd like to have the new place right now. That's probably a couple of 3 months ahead of what they may have on their milestone schedule, but I would sure like to not have to open that thing again in 25 and get this thing going. There's basically 3 buildings that'll be built, some of them kind of at the same time. You'll have the community center building, the middle building, which has got the meeting rooms, the workout rooms, offices and stuff like that in it. Then you'll have the building that has the gymnasium piece to it, with the 3 basketball courts, a walking court, elevated walking platform, pickleball, all that kind of stuff. That's basically a gymnasium type building. And then the 3rd building will be the indoor aquatic part, the competition pool, the therapy pool. So you've got three buildings that'll be working on, and I'm sure they'll do those where you come into this first one, get it going, get the footings down, get the concrete poured, and then when it starts going up, you can move to the next one, and they'll be shuffling the folks to try to work all 3 of them in phases. And then you've got the outdoor pool. So there'll be, basically you'll see 3 buildings going up at one time that are tied together right there.
What's the plan for the connector path between that park and ASU Mountain?
You know,
with all that rain we got last week, I got to wondering, how's that going to work? That's
working. We've got a lot of that done right now. If you can look on the south side there, you can see where we've put rock in and based that in, and as soon as it gets to where we have an opportunity to get in there, we'll continue to work on that trail. As far as the connector and under there, we've got our permits, we've got everything we need from Highway Department, Corps Engineer, whoever, to tie them together. We have had a couple of meetings with ASU about how that's going to tie together. And I can tell you this, it looks like there may be someone in this community that's going to step up and help us. We have another meeting, I believe it's next week, with them and some design folks, that do trail work, in areas like that, and they know how to make that piece of it work. We're meeting, I believe it's next week with them, and you're going to see a lot more work happening out there throughout the summer. And we would like to make it where when you cross the bypass, or on the bypass, when you cross the bridge, you'll be going over the top of that trail. You'll be able to see up on the college campus, you'll be able to see in the McCade Park. Well, there's some ideas being tossed around to make that something really attractive. Make it something that doesn't catch all the trash bags, the debris that goes down there. Try to clean that out a little bit and make it look a little bit better. And there's some pretty neat stuff being worked on there that would make that, when you drive by that, you say, wow, this is a neat little community right here. And we're pretty sure that's going to happen. We'll know a little bit more next week.
Good deal. It's time for a break. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we're here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
The 10th annual Night with Your Knight and Father-Daughter Ball will be coming up April 21st and 22nd each night at the Shed in Mountain Home. Dads and daughters or mothers and sons date night, filled with dancing, dessert, a keepsake gift, and a limo ride. Don't miss an opportunity to make some memories. Tickets on sale now at mountainhomechristianacademy.com. That's the 10th annual Night with Your Knight and Father-Daughter Ball on April 21st and 22nd at the Shed in Mountain Home. Don't miss it.
You know, Harry, I think you were right. I hate to say it.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I think it is finally time for us to move out of this place. Someplace closer to the churches, doctors, someplace you don't have to mow a huge yard. It's time we downsize.
No, I've seen that hottest hotshot agent guy. He's got himself a bunch of listings.
Well, I talked to Grace, and she had some wonderful things to say about the Z Team.
Oh yeah, we've heard them on the radio. You know, I checked out the website at retiredarkansas.net the other day. Didn't really look like they had a lot of listings.
They don't have a lot of listings because they sell them.
Well, maybe it's time for us to call the Z-Team. You know, Marge, I think maybe this time you were right.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Call the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East Mountain Home. 870-405-0793.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. We sell Ferris zero-turn mowers that have patented coil spring suspension. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. We buy, sell, trade new and used mowers. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road in Mountain Home, where your business is appreciated.
Get me a new neighbor.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. The mayor of Mountain Home's with us, Hillrey Adams. We appreciate you being in here. Let's talk about future growth and annexation and what's going on as far as that goes on for the city.
Bob, we just recently, were approached by the Game and Fish. They've bought a piece of property on 62 West, right there around the Dollar General at Hilltop Lane. And the Game and Fish, I don't know if you've been out there and seen or not, but I think they bought it's somewhere around 14, 17 acres, something like that. I'm not real sure. It's a wooded piece of property, and they have cleared that partially. And they used to keep all their boats and all that equipment they had right downtown, and, all that property. They've built a yard out there. They've moved all that equipment out there. And they have some future plans. I don't know exactly what their timeline is. You know, that's up to the Game and Fish Commission and that agency what they do. But they've got some plans to, here in the near future, build a new headquarters out there. And I've even heard that it may not have just Game and Fish in it. They could possibly, you know, look at having another state agency or two there with them. But, you know, that's out of my area of responsibility. But they came to us, they wanted to annex that so they could get sewer to it. Sewer was right across the street at the little church there on the corner of Hilltop and 62. In order to do that, we need to get the Dollar General to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And so that has happened. I want to say it either took effect this past Saturday or it takes effect May 1st. I don't remember the date, April 1 or May 1. Dollar General requested that we do it on the 1st of the month for their sales tax reporting purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that helps us some, because by getting those two parcels in, we have had meetings now with all the other property owners from there to the ASU Technical Center. And we have now designed the sewer project to get the sewer service to ASU. That facility out there, you know, when that was originally built back eons ago, was a car dealership, if you'll remember. And it's on a septic system. And, you know, as the school tries to expand that and offer more workforce training out there and things like that, it would benefit them greatly to be able to get that facility on a sewer system. So we are going to be spending our ARPA money. We'll be starting probably sometime this fall to take that sewer line from Hilltop Lane all the way to the Technical Center. It is being sized, designed, and everything so that any type of future growth in that west side there, be it on the south side of the highway, when we do this project, we'll actually bore the highway twice and put a couple of casings in to the north side so that we have the ability to come back in the future. And, you know, between Big Creek and say somewhere out toward the Buford Road, I don't know exactly where that goes to out there. All of that could end up being served by sewer in the future. We'll be prepped and ready for it. And, you know, if we get that line out there when we do, that's going to open up a lot of opportunities on the west side of town for stuff. And we've, as of last week, we have met with all the property owners. We're doing survey works now to work with them on getting easements across those properties that we need to do to get to the Technical Center.
So are those two pieces the only two that you brought in this
The only two we brought in at this point in time. The rest of them, once the sewer gets out through there, if those property owners desire to come in, they can. You know, it's something that would be great for if they hook onto the sewer, they have to.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, they may, some of them not want sewer service right now. They may want to wait a while, or who knows. But the way that line's being built and the lift station is going to be down there at the ASU Technical Center, then that actually opens up some other stuff that's available too, where that right along the highway does or does not. So we'll see where that goes.
Along with all the park projects that we've got going on, what major street projects you see coming up this year?
Well, the biggest one we got in place right now is Russell Lane. You know, from 201 all the way up to Breckenridge. The curve there around Driftwood. We're right in there about the lab now, where the back entry to Baxter Health is care for the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And we're digging that out, getting that ready to rebase. That'll be a little bit different base from the 201 up to the lab entry is going to be built for all that truck volume that goes in and out of that lab. Prepped for that. And we'll probably, I certainly hope that by summertime we'll be asphalting that up through there somewhere. We've got a lot of it done, but that's the big job going now. We're probably still about another year away. I don't think you'll see anything happen in 23, maybe 24 sometime. The highway department should put that Hicks Creek Bridge on 9th Street under contract. My understanding is that's going to bid this fall, and the RDOT will do the bridge. They'll take care of that bridge right there, just to the south of Cardinal.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do that, and then once they do that, then we'll start the rebuild of 9th Street, and we'll go from the bypass to the sheriff's office with it right there.
The big retention pond that they put out by Baxter Lab, was that a city project or a private
No,
project?
that's theirs. That's a private project from the lab. And, you know, with all the work they've done around behind that facility, some new parking lots there, I guess it'd be on the south side of that facility. In doing all that, there was a retention pond there, if you'll remember. It's been there forever.
Mm-hmm.
But when all that use of that property out back changed, then it required them to remodel that retention pond.
Yeah, it's way bigger than what it's ever been.
Yeah, but you know, I heard the other day it worked real good with one of those big rains. They've still got to get it grassed and sodded and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was theirs. That project was all on them right there to make that happen.
I know you're not privy to discuss a lot of anything new that's coming to town, but let's just let folks know we're still in the upward swing.
We are, Bob, and you know, a lot of times we'll get approached by a developer of a piece of property, or a commercial developer, I should say, and they, hey, we need to know about this piece of property. What utilities are there? Sewer, water, you know, things like that. Could we get a different access to the street? Whatever, you know, just questions that those people that put up commercial projects are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had we've had two, at least a couple of meetings with, and they're working through a retention issue right now, and a different access on the rear of the property. But I can almost tell you that's pretty much going to happen. The man that owns the property has talked to me this week, says this project's very much alive. The people that are going to put this project together, you know, doing the things they need to do to change their current retention, change the road access, they're willing to pay for all that. And so that project is, you know, can't say anything about who that is. And then yesterday we had an inquiry from a company, and all they were asking us about was sign requirements, and they sent us a picture of their signage, and they were looking at a location in town and wanted to know, you know, about our sign ordinance, heights, surface area of the sign, all that typical stuff that those commercial developers are looking at. And when they send it to you and you click on that little button, well, you see who it is. So there's a lot of interest around right now, and you know, I think Mountain Home's getting looked at by a lot of those commercial folks right now, retail.
I know we talk a lot about the parks and the usage of the fields and things, but I want to tell you, probably one of the most impressive and most proud moments that you've got to have as being the mayor and by initiating this is the all-inclusive park up by the Catholic Church.
You know, the baseball and softball fields are great. You know, you and I spent many hours out there back in our day. We were kids that grew up playing that sport, and then we had kids that did. But there's not hardly a day goes by I don't have to go by up there at Hickory Park, and I may pull in there. And it's always covered. Spring break was, 2 weeks ago? You couldn't get parking up there in that lot a few times. And, you know, I've had messages, I've had text, I've had email. We've had people submit stuff to the city website thanking us for a facility like that, you know. There's nothing close to it, Bob, between Jonesboro and Northwest Arkansas.
We were over doing some softball games on Saturday. Mountain Home hosted a couple of games there. And when I left there, I came by the all-inclusive park. There were two families parked at the Catholic Church walking across because there was no place to park.
No place to get in there. And it's been a huge hit. And without any doubt, it's something that I'm very thankful we had a part in that right there.
It's time to wrap it up. You've been watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll see you tomorrow.